Hello, everyone, and for the third time tonight, welcome back to our show. I'm Jack Tunney, your producer, and we're doing things a little differently today. This video contains only the milk, our segment on the lighter side of things, where we do movie reviews, strange stories, and other palate cleansing after the heaviness of our first bite and sandwich stories. With that being said, today is July 8th, 2021, and here are the hosts of the PB&J podcast.
Hi, and welcome to The Milk. My name is Brandon.
The milk. My name's Peter, or at least I think at this point. So what we're going to do for this little segment is we're going to talk about this lovely movie that I saw. It was called No Sudden Move.
No sudden moves.
No S. Just no sudden move.
One move.
Just one move.
Okay.
This movie was starring Don Cheadle and Benicio del Toro from the brilliant directorial mind of Steven Soderbergh. This movie follows two petty criminals who, by accident, uncover one of the biggest criminal conspiracies in corporate American history.
I have the best Don Cheadle story, and I'm saving it for the end of The Milk, so make sure you stick to the end to hear my awesome story.
Don Cheadle. This movie is set in 1954 Detroit, and it expertly captures the time and feel of the industrial city. I felt truly immersed into the 50s. It wasn't just the cars and the phones and the fancy hats, but the way that the characters presented themselves, their accents, the language that they chose to use. The cast is star-studded. Notable names like Bill Duke, Ray Liotta, John Hamm, Julia Fox, Matt Damon, and Brendan Fraser, who looks terrible, by the way. He's super big. Well, you know, the reason for that is he's making this movie called The Whale, in which he plays a 600-pound man. This is a true story. He plays a 600-pound man. It's called The Whale, and it's about him trying to connect with his daughter.
Oh.
But so that's why he's gaining the weight for that. It's not
not for this movie.
No, but he was already gaining the weight for that movie when he made this movie. I love you, Brendan Fraser. I take back everything that I just said.
I don't know who that is.
The interactions in the film are masterful. The dialogue keeps you entranced on what may otherwise be a very confusing or jumbled plot. Each scene feels as necessary as the one before it and the one that follows it, which is rare in a film. Sometimes you're watching a film and you're like, I feel like I shouldn't be watching this scene. This scene feels like it's a filler scene, you know?
Yeah.
You know, filler episode. You watch Naruto.
Oh, yeah. No, I know what a filler episode is. And
you know all about that. But yeah, the conspiracy at the heart of this film is in the collusion between Ford, General Motors, Chrysler, and American Motors that kept the life-saving catalytic converter out of cars for more than 15 years. The companies settled with the U.S. government in 1969, and by 1975, the converter was mandatory in all vehicles made in the United States. But why spend a movie discussing this, right? It's an interesting thing to choose.
What is the catalytic converter?
So basically, the cars were emitting a lot of smog. Right.
Nice.
And we still deal with that problem today, obviously, but it was to a much greater extent, to the extent that people were actually dying in like smog storms that were occurring in some of the major cities like Detroit, Los Angeles and stuff. And they withheld this technology because it was more expensive to make the cars with it in it. And they were big hulking devices, so it was hard to fit into the cars. But they became necessary because, we had to protect the environment. We had to protect the people of the country.
So basically, it was very essential, but very expensive.
Yeah. So these corporations, these four major American corporations that built cars, came together and decided together that they were going to bury this technology. And they were successful at it for nearly 15 years.
That sounds illegal as fuck.
It is.
That sounds really bad.
They got hit with antitrust laws and shit. So...
Dang, full circle.
So why spend a movie discussing this, right? These companies, aside from a slap on the wrist from the Justice Department, received no real penalty for all the pollution that was allowed to be pumped into the atmosphere and all the health problems the pollution caused in major cities. They committed a crime, and yet no jail time was served and no fines were levied.
Is that a spoiler?
No. I mean, that's real life.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, if people are like literally dying and they can, track that it's coming from the smog and the smog is coming from the cars. I mean,
Yeah.
It's a 1-to-1 kind of.
Yeah, they really started figuring it out, So I can't say much more about this film without spoiling things, so I'm not going to.
Yeah.
And seeing how it came out like only a week ago, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna assume a bunch of you have seen it. Like neither of these guys have seen it, so I'm the only one that's seen it in this room. So I'll wrap up by saying, go watch the movie, and you'll enjoy it. It's a really, really, really well done movie. It's a very fun, and it's different than a lot of the things that we've been seeing recently too. I like when a movie, doesn't follow the common standards of what is like cool in film at the time. A lot of people want to see these superhero movies. I'm seeing one tonight, but a lot of people want to see these superhero movies. They want to see, cheap action thrillers, rom-coms, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the basis of what people are wanting to see right now. But this guy goes out on a limb and he says, I'm going to make this criminal conspiracy movie, and it's going to have a lot of intertwining characters and lines, and it feels like blanking on the director's name now. The director of this movie is Steven Soderbergh, but it feels like Burn After Reading. You ever seen that movie? No? Jack Tunney, you ever seen Burn After Reading? What's the director? Whatever. It's like Burn After Reading. It's like that. I think it's the Coen Brothers. It's like a Coen Brothers movie.
Interesting. So it kind of has like a little bit of like a fun adventure movie vibe.
Oh yeah, it's like a buddy cop movie. Yeah, Benicio del Toro and
that's
Don
like a
Cheadle.
weird combo too, like a duo. Like okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was super interesting, and they work really well together. Like you can tell that they have a lot of on-screen chemistry, and Benicio del Toro plays himself practically in this movie. So Don Cheadle does a little bit too, but he's got this accent on that's really prime Detroit 50s accent. It's pretty good. But yeah, no, it's a good film.
I love me a good talky crime drama.
Yeah, tell this Don Cheadle story.
Don Cheadle is really famous.
Indeed.
But Don Cheadle's not like super famous. Like he's not like the top 3,
No, he's like an A-list. He's not like
No, he's A-list.
Yeah, but he's not like he's not Tom
3.
Hanks.
He's not okay. So there was one night.
All right.
And I was trying to remember what Don Cheadle's name was. Like his face was stuck in my head and I could not remember what his name was. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, he's not that guy. He's not Morgan Freeman. He's not, no. He's like the 4th black guy. He's not Morgan Freeman. He's not Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh my God.
He's not Denzel Washington. He's like the 4th black guy. What's his name?
He's Kung Fu Kenny, dude.
So I checked IMDb.
And you looked up 4th black guy. Tell me that's what you did.
I looked up top black actors, and Don Cheadle is number 4. I was like, no,
Who's number 1?
He's the 4th one. The top 3 was like Denzel Washington, Samuel L. Jackson. I'm pretty sure.
Denzel Washington, Will Smith,
What?
Samuel L. Jackson.
I don't think Will Smith was up there.
Well, this must be a different list because I got Will, Samuel, Sidney
Poitier.
Or is that how you? Is it French?
Is that
Poitier.
IMDb?
Yeah. Sidney Poitier.
Morgan
Didn't you take a
Freeman.
film class, dude? Come on.
Yeah.
Who's Sidney Poitier?
What? What are you talking? Wait, what are you talking about? Film class? What do you mean?
Sidney Poitier is so famous. He's like one of the most famous actors.
Well, obviously he's the 5th black guy and not the 4th.
No, yeah. No, I know this guy. I just don't remember how to say his name.
Wait, what movie is he in?
He was in.
Sidney Poitier. He's in a lot of detective films.
Guess Who's Coming?
Where's Don Cheadle on the
No,
list?
I remember what he was in. He's in A Raisin in the Sun.
Yes, he is.
That's the original one that I remember.
That's kind of how I'm feeling in this
that
garage.
movie hurts.
I feel like a rain.
Yeah,
All right,
Morgan
all right, all right.
Freeman. I don't even have.
Don Cheadle's not even on the list.
Don is.
You're a liar.
Don is all the way down the list past James Earl Jones.
He's fallen
James
off.
Fox. He's past Terrence Howard. Lawrence
Damn,
Fish.
he's past.
Dude, he's past.
You gotta
Lawrence.
give up.
How are you gonna put Don Cheadle in front of Lawrence Fishburne?
That's awful. Is that IMDb?
Lawrence Fishburne's a great actor. I saw him in Othello.
and you're putting Don Cheadle before
That
Wesley
shit's
Snipes.
great.
Is that
Othello
IMDb?
Is a great movie.
It's okay. Ice Cube is after Don Cheadle, so it's fine.
Ice Cube is also not a great actor.
Ice Cube is
What
also...
about Michael B. Jordan, who is before Kevin
All right,
Hart?
I'm done talking about these
that's
That's a
guys.
silly list,
That
and
list
I hate it.
sucks. Yeah, my list was better. I'm going
right,
with my
They just
list.
have Denzel as the number
Will
one.
Smith should not be number 2 in anybody's list.
As an
Come
actor.
on now.
He was pretty good as Muhammad Ali. What was that movie?
No. I mean, he was.
What's that movie called?
My last
So
name,
Muhammad Ali.
I didn't see that movie.
Will Smith has bad movies and he acts badly in them.
I didn't say it.
Gemini man.
Oh, dude.
End it. End the show.
All right. Well, I got this
enough
final thing to
enemies.
say. So next week the milk is going to be a Marvel dump, and I want to apologize in advance. Stop.
He was both guys.
Yeah, he
both
was.
of
He
them.
was the young one and the old one. You
Great
ever seen
job.
that
You didn't
before?
have to cast another guy. Good job.
Wolverine did it before. He did it in Logan. That was long before that movie. He played young Logan, old Logan.
Because us Geminis, we have 2 personalities.
Can I say my thing?
Mercury's in
End
retrograde.
it. End it. Just end it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have a Marvel dump this week because 2 very important things are happening over the next week. Tonight, I'm gonna go see Black Widow, the long-delayed.
Sequel to Black Panther.
Ultimately,
God damn it!
ultimately underwhelming.
It's probably gonna be underwhelming, but I'm still hyped because it's got one of my favorite Marvel villains in it. It's got Taskmaster. He's a dope Marvel villain. Plus, I would pay money to watch Scarlett Johansson do anything on the screen.
Oh,
So, like-
wait. Black Widow is Scarlett Johansson. I'm buying my ticket right now.
Yeah, he's coming with me now. Also, the season finale of Loki, it comes out on Wednesday of next week. So I'm going to watch that the day before I record our next podcast. And I'm going to be freaking bubbling. I'm going to have a Marvel high. I'm going to be like freaking out. And the milk is going to be all about that next week. So make sure you tune in. Thank you guys for watching my little movie review. Thank you to Brandon for sitting through it. Although that's
Kind of made it my own.
yeah, that's definitely an exaggeration that you sat through it. To watch our sandwich and our first bite stories, check the links in the description down below. For the PB&J podcast, I've been Peter Whitehead.
And my name is Brandon Blackman. Another day,
I was Jack Tunney.
another dollar.